Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock on a Monday, which means it's time for a 5x5. This is one of my favourite videos of the week. The idea is very simple. I talk about 5 different things that are related to magic. I spend 5 minutes talking about each thing. There's a countdown timer at the bottom of the screen. When the countdown reaches 0, I move on to the next thing. It is quick, it is snappy. You never know what you're going to get. And for the last few weeks, I've been doing something on this channel which has been very well received. I've been doing live performance footage. So we're going to carry on that with this week's 5x5, so you're going to see live performance of me performing at a real gig in the real world, and then I'm going to break down that live performance. I'm going to talk about what I did, why I did it, we're going to talk about angles, we're going to talk about blocking, we're going to talk about audience management. That's going to be the first 2 segments. So the first segment's going to be the live performance, the second segment is going to be the live performance with a commentary track over the top, because genuinely I believe that the best way to improve is if we're kind of constantly looking at performances and seeing how we can get better. One other thing, last week I did a special 5x5 where I reviewed 5 tricks from Gary Jones and Chris Congreve's new book, Alas, Chris and Jones, and that was really well received as well. So I will be doing more of those. Hopefully next week or the week after, I'll be taking a different book and performing another 5 tricks from that book. So thanks for your feedback. It's how this channel continues to improve and evolve, by listening to what you guys have to say. Anyway, without further ado, let's get straight into the first segment, which is a live performance from a real gig.
Tracy, everybody, thank you so much for helping me, Tracy. The reason I got you to put your hands out like that is because I want to see your fingers. Can you do that again? That's wedding band right there. That's a beautiful ring. That's a beautiful ring, and I know your husband. And that's a beautiful ring. It's beautiful. I need to borrow it, so get it out. There we go. Just one of them, because it very possibly could go wrong. I have something right here. I have an envelope. We're going to try and do something right now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is called the vanishing ring trick. You look not very excited about this, I'm going to be honest, Tracy. We call this the vanishing ring trick. I'm going to take her ring, and at the tips of the fingers, I'm going to put it right in there, and I'm going to seal it up at the tips of the fingers. Now guys, this is what's going to happen. I want you to watch very, very carefully. On the count of 3, I'm going to make this ring completely disappear. No sleight of hand, nothing in this hand, nothing in this hand, nothing in the pocket. I guarantee you the ring is going to completely disappear, and it's going to go exactly like this. Watch. All I have to do, on the count of 3, I want you to blow on the envelope, okay? This is going to be the most amazing thing you've ever seen. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, the vanishing ring trick. The ring has indeed completely vanished. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, Tracy, I have good news and bad news. I should get the bad news out of the way immediately. The bad news is that you're 1 ring down. The good news is the loss of your ring brought fun and enjoyment to every single person that was here tonight. So please, give her a big, massive round of applause. And he can buy you another one instead, so it's perfectly okay. You don't look too happy about this. I gotta be honest, she looks a little bit annoyed. But I tell you what, I can't give you your ring back, but I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do an even better trick for you, okay? So even though you've lost your ring, you'll have a better trick out of it instead. I'll tell you what, we're gonna try and do something with a book. Has anybody ever read The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes? 202 pages here, guys. 202 pages. I'll tell you right now, I have memorized every... Can we put the house lights down, please? Actually, keep them up, because you're going to need to read this. You can probably read it under there. Can you read? Yeah. Fantastic. Now, I have memorized every single page in this book, every single chapter, every sentence, every word, every paragraph, from the first word to the last word. I have memorized everything, and I only bought it this morning. I'm going to prove it to you right now. First of all, Tracy, I want you to have a look through the book, and I want you to tell everybody in a nice, loud, clear voice, that's a normal book, isn't it? You could read it yourself if you wanted to, but we haven't got time. Fantastic. Now, here's what's going to happen. You're going to face that way. A little bit further over, that's great. And I'm going to face this way. And we are going to back into each other. Back to back. Or cheek to cheek, if you will. And I'm going to push against you. Now, I get nothing out of this, Tracy. The reason I'm doing this is to keep... Thank you. The reason I'm doing this is to keep us honest. You see, Tracy, you can feel me against you, can't you? That's very important, because now, if I do this, you can feel it, can't you? And if I do this, you can feel it, can't you? So there's absolutely no way I can look at what she's looking at It's fair, is that right, Tracy? Fantastic. Now, I've memorised every single page in that book. I'm going to prove it to you right now. What I want you to do, Tracy, is pick a page in that book. When you have the page, I want you to open the page, somewhere in the middle, pick a page and go back and forth. When you're looking at a page, tell me. You got the page?
Yeah.
Right, in a loud voice, what is the number of the page?
37.
37. And I couldn't possibly know what's on that page. I can't see what you're looking at, could I? But because I've memorised every word in that book, by knowing 37, I should be able to tell you every single detail about that book that you're looking at. Keep pushing against me, and we're going to try this. What I want you to do is count the amount of chapters in the book. Count the amount of chapters in the book there, Tracy. Count the amount, sorry, not the amount of chapters, the amount of paragraphs on that page 37. Count the amount of paragraphs. Now, if I'm going through my memory, I think there's a big paragraph at the top, then down the bottom of the page there's a couple of other paragraphs, and then there's a load of sentences in the middle. Is that right? Yeah. Yes! Yay! Let's continue. After the first paragraph, there's a two-line sort of paragraph, 2 lines together. Is that right? Yeah. Yes. Look at that 2 lines. I think it says, if I can reach into the back reaches of my memory, it says, "You did it very nicely, Doctor," he remarked. "Nothing could have been better. Is it all right?" Is that right, Tracy? It's amazing, isn't it, Tracy? Look, let's keep going. The last paragraph. I want you to look at the first word of the last paragraph, Tracy. If I get this right, everyone's going to go crazy. They're going to be amazed with my powerful memory. You can turn to any page. 37. My memory tells me that that word is then. Is that right? Yeah. Yes, thank you. Give it up for Tracy, everybody. You're pretty impressed, right? It's almost like I had my own copy of the book. Oh my gosh. But this is the weird thing, Tracy. This is bizarre. Look at this. Yeah, exactly. The reason she's gasping like that, wow. The reason she's saying wow is because, guys, in my copy of the book, there's no paragraphs, there's no sentences, there's no chapters, there's no nothing. There's nothing written in this book, guys. This book is completely and totally blank. Thank you very, very much. Wonderful. So, Tracy, I think that's settled that. Go away. You're not going. You're not happy. Genuinely, I can't give you a ring back. But I can go one step further. Check this out, watch this. Tracy, if I snap my fingers, the ring's back on your finger. I can't believe you looked. Apparently I'm a lot better than you actually think I am. No, I can't give you your ring back, but I'll tell you what I can do. Over here, there's been standing on this table from the very beginning a gumball machine. Tracy, this is what I want you to do. I want you to look at this gumball machine here. You'll notice that there's the slot there. This has been here at the very beginning. We'll get rid of all these cards and all of this stuff. And there's kind of about 200 gumballs. Can you all see that, guys? If you can step this way a bit, Tracy, so everyone can see. There's about 200 gumballs in there. Now, I also have a coin. And you can't have your ring back, but you can have a gumball. What I want you to do is take the coin, put it there inside the gumball machine. Now, I'm going to put my hand here because it'll fall out pretty fast. You want to, there you go. You put it in kind of like that. There you go, like that. And then I want you to turn the handle and a gumball will fall out at random. There you go, turn it out, there we go. And tell everybody what's inside there. What is inside there, Tracy? A penny. A penny. So you lost your ring, but you actually got a coin! Give it up for Tracy, everybody! Yay! There you go, don't spend it all at once. You know what you could do? As you've got another coin there, if you want to, you could gamble and go for another gumball. You want to do that again? Okay, let's gamble for another gumball. Put it inside there, I'll put my hand here, give it a turn. That's great. And what I want you to do is tell everybody what's inside that one. Her ring inside the gumball machine. Take it out. Show everybody. They're going to go absolutely crazy. Take it out and show them. Give it up for Tracy, everybody. Thank you.
Okay, so first of all, one question I get asked on the channel an awful lot is, how do you borrow items from a spectator? You know, have you ever had a situation where people don't lend you things? And the answer is no, I've never had that problem. And there's a few reasons for that. First of all, it's kind of establishing that you're not going to make people look silly. You know, you're going to have fun with them, absolutely, but you're not going to make them look silly. You're not actually going to destroy anything. I think that's very, very important. Putting people at ease. What I tend to do when I'm doing a stage show, as I walk people on stage, I will switch my mic off and I'll just whisper as I'm bringing them up, hey, don't worry, everything's going to be fine. I promise you, you're not going to have any problems at all. Now, we've got the ring at this point, and how I like to do the vanish. I've got a few different ways of vanishing rings. If you know Prop Dog and you know Dave Bonsall, he uses or makes an oversized thumb tip, which is the perfect size for a ring. And this is the easiest way to vanish a ring. It's absolutely simple. You just put the thumb tip inside the envelope from the very, very beginning, and it goes straight into the thumb tip, and you just steal it out as you seal the envelope. And then you probably saw, I say, look, nothing in this hand, nothing in this hand, nothing in the pocket. And in that action, I've got the ring already in my pocket. Now, it's really important whenever you're doing anything on stage to really let them see the moment where something magic happens and build it up. So, I've talked about how the ring's going to disappear, the ring disappears, and I like to focus attention on that. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to play this clip for you is because, and I don't see many magicians doing this, and if you start performing on stage, this is a really important thing to do. Stringing two routines together by putting one in the middle of the other routine, which sounds crazy, but it works really well. So in this case, if I wanted to, I could go straight into the gumball appearance, but instead, I like to have some time misdirection, which is why I'll go into a really quick trick. Now, while I'm talking to the volunteer there, notice my hands go into my pockets, and I'm casually talking, but that's what's allowing me to get the ring into the gumball machine. Also notice that I turned so that the hand that was going into the pocket and doing the dirty work was away from the audience. Stuff like this. This is why when you're performing on stage, you need to actually rehearse on an actual stage, because the positioning of your props, how you turn, what you do, all of this is vitally important and not something that a lot of close-up magicians think of. So now I'm way ahead of them because I've got the ring already in the gumball, ready to load. So now I'm going into Sheer Luck by Shawn, obviously, and it's incredible. I mean, let's be honest. Sheer Luck is one of the best stage routines out there. It really is. And the nice thing about Sheer Luck is you can perform it very, very quickly. You can perform it very, very slowly. It can take 7 or 8 minutes. It can take 2 or 3 minutes. In this case, I'm performing it quite quickly. And one of the reasons I'm performing it quite quickly is because obviously this is a long routine anyway, because I've got the gumball routine in there. So I want to kind of get this bit over with. But I love putting a routine within a routine, especially when there's a vanish and a reappearance, because that time misdirection and that anticipation works really, really well. Now, that's one of the reasons, by the way, that you have to let them know before they come on stage by doing that stage whisper. Let them know that everything's going to be fine. I've seen magicians try and use this technique before, and the volunteer has been so worried about their object that you've made disappear, they don't want to focus on anything else, which would make this particular part very difficult. That's why you need to reassure them. So, I mean, Sheer Luck is a marketed item. Shawn Farquhar is an amazing magician, and if you buy the trick, you'll get everything that you need to get from a scripting point of view. You can play this out a lot longer. But for me, this is the best paper balls over the head style routine that you'll ever see. It's one of those routines I love it because it's very, very funny. The audience thinks they know exactly what's going on. And just when they think the routine's over and it's just been one giant gag, you then hit them between the eyes with a really killer moment of magic. And that's what's really good. Now, the one thing that I would say, and I've seen people do Sheer Luck before, and what they do is when they take the book out, they hold it in such a way that the audience can see that there's words in the book all the way through. Like, it's fairly obvious that you can see that. Now, you don't want that to happen, because it kind of kills the ending if they can see that the word's there. So notice I'm looking at it, but anyone from the audience can't tell that there's words on that book at all. Now, that's very important. If I was holding it at a slight angle, or was holding it so they can see the words there, that's a big giveaway. And it's like getting a terrible break before you do a double lift. Even if the double lift's flawless, people might be aware of something that's going on. So that's something to bear in mind if you're doing Sheer Luck, that I see a lot of people doing. Now, notice I don't reveal the book straight away. It's down by my arm, down by my side. To be honest, when I do this in a longer situation, I'll have the book down there a lot longer. And I always like to show the volunteer the state of the book first of all, because then they realize something amazing is going to happen. Then I show it to every single member of the audience, and it obviously gets a great reaction, as you would expect. So we're now into the part where we're going to reappear the ring. And again, your style is so important when you're performing on stage, even more so than when you're doing close-up magic. So understanding your character, understanding who you are and how your character would be is vitally important. And in this case, I'm trying to say, okay, thanks very much, see you later, blah, 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 blah. Using all of the classic gags. And there's another video for another time. The classic gags work for a reason. I don't have a problem doing stock lines. I think they work absolutely fine. Now, notice I bring them over to the gumball machine, which has been there from the beginning of my show. And notice, I've moved everything out of the way. It's already loaded. So as I come over and I ask the volunteer to come over, that's already loaded. Now, different people do different gumball machine routines in different ways. I like to have a dummy come out first of all, and this particular brand of gumball machine allows me to do that. So I like to have it so that the first time they put a coin in, it's a gumball machine with another coin in, and then I say, hey, well, you got a coin, but you can gamble if you want to gamble. Would you like to gamble? And they put it in again. And when they put it in again, they get a second gumball with their ring in. When you're performing on stage, I honestly think that object to impossible location is one of the strongest tricks that you can do. It really is. When you can make something personal to them vanish and appear. And this is particularly great because that gumball machine has been on stage from the very, very beginning of the show. It's almost like doing a mystery card with a deck of cards. That card's been in full view the whole time. It ends up being the signed card. That gumball machine's been there the whole time, and it ends up having their signed ring. Their actual ring in there. So, a little bit there on structure. From a structure point of view, it's really important to structure the routine so that it all makes sense and it logically flows. And, just make sure that you're super nice to the volunteers. Even if you're having fun with them, be super nice to them and you won't have a problem at all. Okay, so this Saturday on Magic TV, there is a Talk Magic interview coming up on the channel. And the Talk Magic interview coming up is one of my favourite interviews that I have done so far. And it is with Perseus. Now, if you don't know who Perseus is, and I believe his surname is pronounced Arkomanis. I'm terrible with surnames. But if you don't know who he is an incredible performer and creator from Greece. He's worked over the course of his career with people like Paul Harris. He's brought out routines with Paul Harris, Penguin, so on and so forth. He spent almost a year working with Illusionist, and he's just set up his own production company called Orion Productions. I got a chance to sit down with Perseus. I got a chance to chat to him, find out what makes him tick. And, I've never met anybody that's so passionate about the scripting side of magic as Perseus. He is incredible. I was blown away by this interview. Here's a little bit of a sneak peek, but this Saturday, 9 o'clock GMT, set your alarms because the full interview is going up live on Magic TV. But here's a little sneak peek of what's coming up soon.
It is, in every effect, I always put 3 questions up front. A, Arkomanis question, what is it about? Which is basically a question about the effect itself. B, why should they care? So even if it's something that I only care about, it's a thing, how can I make them care and engaged and invest emotionally? And C, which is what we're talking about, is why do I care? Because I can show any magician a wonderful sandwich routine I have for couples. With the king and a queen, and people might go, "Ooh, that's a cool thing. That's catchy. I can try it out and have a nice routine in my pocket when I stumble upon a couple." But if you don't actually care about it, if you don't actually invest personally to talk about and discuss around relationships and all that, it will seem unauthentic, non-authentic, and fake.
Yeah.
So I'd say these are the 3 pillars for me. There should be a theme. You should find a way to engage them, and you should also actually care about what you're talking about.
So, for people that are listening to this, and this is incredible advice, by the way. What do they do if they can't answer those questions. So they've bought themselves a new trick from the dealers.
Mhm.
They've got this trick. And we get told as magicians, oh, put your own, stamp your own presentation on it, stamp your own personality on it. Don't just read ad verbatim what the instructions tell you to do. Come up with your own thing. So they're looking at it and they're trying to answer these questions, and they can't think of, an answer to any of those three questions. What do you do in that situation?
You have to go back. If you can answer those questions, it means that there are other questions you haven't answered before that, like, who am I? How do I want to be perceived by my audience? Because if you understand who you are as a performer, what do you want to achieve? Why are you doing? Because I talk about this in my second book. All of the interviews that I've ever done, they always ask you, how you started magic, which is a fair question, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if we dive deeply in that, that's not the important question, because we all started magic for the wrong reasons. Come on, someone started magic for the chicks, someone for the attention, someone for the social awkwardness, blah, blah. The important question is, why are you still doing it? Because that shows, if you've evolved. Because if you're doing the magic for the same reason you started it for, then you haven't evolved much. So you need to answer that. Why am I doing magic? What do I want to achieve? What do I want to communicate? Who am I? How do I want to be perceived? Just get into the heads of the spectators. When I walk into the residency, what do I want them to think when they see me? Because that will dictate what you're going to wear, how you're going to walk, how you're going to talk, what are you talking about. These are reasons because why I dropped rubber band magic, why I dropped sponge bowls. I love those effects. I love effects, but they don't fit what I want to communicate. And if you have to first find yourself, if you may, find yourself in magic, so then you can answer, so what the effect is about, because the effect is going to be dictated by who am I and what I want to talk about. Because if you're more wacky, more humorous, more funny, your themes can be more loose, more funny, more humorous, and so on, I guess. So I think that if they're the best way to go about it is make a list. Just write down stuff you care about. Write down interesting quotes. Write down something peculiar you heard. Our fists is the same size as our hearts. That's a fact, an anatomical fact. I could use that.
Okay, guys, one of the most well-received videos I've done on this channel is the video I put up over Christmas, the hows and whys of the Quiver, where I talked about the Quiver and I talked about everything that you can do with it. I went through 13 different routines that are completely unique, that are different uses of the Quiver, and the feedback on that video has been phenomenal. If you haven't seen it, please go and check it out. You can check it out in the in the playlist. It's very easy to find. Just type in hows and whys of the Quiver, it'll come up. We'll put a link in the description down below. However, I wanted to give you an extra tip on one of the routines that I've only just recently started doing, which takes it to the next level. And one of the routines was called ATM. And the whole idea, and you can go back and watch that if you want to, but the whole idea of the ATM routine was that you showed your Quiver as empty, and you introduce it as a little wallet, and you say it's actually a magical ATM, and you put somebody's credit card in there, and you tell them that you're going to put a PIN number in there, and they need to put their PIN number in, and don't let me see, and then when they take the credit card out and look in, there's £20 in there, and you keep the £20 for yourself. It's a great routine. It's very, very fun. I've added something to it recently which takes away one element, but it actually adds another element. Basically, rather than using their credit card, you're going to use your own credit card. Now, there is ways to use their credit card, and I'll get to it in a minute, but you're gonna use your own credit card. And also, what you're going to do is you're going to get a balance statement from your bank account from an actual ATM. This is the prep that you need to do. So what I want you to do is go to a hole in the wall, go to an ATM, put your card in, do a balance statement. Then what I want you to do is take out whatever you're wanting to produce. If you're in America, it'd be $20. If you're in the UK, it'd be £20, whatever. You're going to take out £20 in my case. Then you're going to do another balance statement. So what you're going to end up with is you're going to end up with 2 balance statements that are identical on the same date. The only difference is there's a £20 difference in terms of the balance. Now what you're going to do is you're going to do the same ATM routine, but you're going to fold up the balance and you're going to put it inside there with the £20 note. So the setup is in one side of the quiver. You're going to put the £20 note, and you're going to put the balance statements, and then you're going to go into the routine, but you're going to use your own credit card. So you're going to go, hey guys, when I'm performing, one of the best things about being a magician is you can do magic with almost anything. So for example, if you've ever been out somewhere and you've not been able to get money because the ATM machine isn't working, well, I've got this little wallet and I can actually use this as an ATM machine. I know you think it sounds ridiculous, but let me prove that to you. You then take your credit card out, you show it as empty, you put the credit card in, and you say, I'm going to put my PIN number in there. Don't let me see that. And what you're going to do, you're going to put your PIN number in there, and then when you put the PIN number in there, you go, oh, I better check for a balance, and you press balance, and then what you do is you open up the other side of the quiver. You don't let them look inside, but you open up the other side of the quiver, and you just take out the first balance, the one with the higher balance in, because in that compartment you've got the £20 note and you've got the 2 balance statements, and you know which one's which because one's on one side of the £20 note, one's on the other side. So you reach in and you take out that balance statement and you show it them and you let them read it, and you go, look, I'm loaded, or oh my god, I've got hardly any money, whatever you want to do. You then get them to refold it up and put it back inside the wallet. And this time you open up the other side. So now when they put it back inside the wallet, it looks like the wallet's empty again, which really sells the fact that it's just that balance statement that appeared inside. Now you say, right, okay, let me just take the money out, and you put the credit card back in, you go through the whole thing of putting your PIN number in again, and this time you say, I'll take out £20 and I better get another balance. Now, when you open it up again, you let them reach inside, and now you're going to the other side with the £20 note. So when they look inside, the balance statement is there, as they would expect, but a £20 note's there. You tell them to take everything out. They can see that the rest of it's empty. You put it away. And now when you open it, you show the £20 note, you put that in your pocket, and as a kicker, you then tell them to look at the balance, and now the balance is £20 reduced on what it was before, which is an excellent kicker ending to this routine. Now, if you want to use their own credit card, you can do if you want to, but obviously, you're dealing with balances, and you might not want to go down that route. If you were going to go down the route of using this idea, I'd use your own credit card if I were you. But I've tried it a couple of times now, and it's a great addition to that routine that really kind of takes it, and it's already a magical production, and it takes it up to the next level, and it instantly resets as well. So have fun with it. I really think that you'll enjoy performing this, guys. Okay, so guys, I wanted to go through something that I do all the time in my professional work, and I've never seen anyone else talk about this before. I talked about it in my Alakazam Coin Magic Academy, but it's something that I use an awful lot. Let me explain. What I have here is a business card for a really cool company. It's an American company, but they ship worldwide. Personalized Coins, and the website is personalizedcoins.com. And what Personalized Coins is it's a website where you can get a personalized coin sent to you in a coin case on a $50. So what you do is you select the type of $50 you want to use, and you upload artwork, and they put it on the Kennedy side of the $50. And you can put whatever artwork on there that you want to. There's a very simple kind of building tool in there where you can select what you want around the outside, the background color, what you want the artwork to be. And then what they do is they custom print this coin for you, which they then send through the post in a coin collector's case, which I then smash and take it out. And I've got one here as an example I wanted to show you on. Have a look at this, Jack. So this is a coin that I got from personalizedcoins.com. As you can see, from the back of the coin, it looks like a normal $50, but I did this one for the Paw Patrol. That's Marshall from the Paw Patrol there. So yeah, it's nice, right? So it really looks like they print this image on there, and that will stay on there for a long time. I've been using this for about a year or two. Okay. Now, you can put anything on there. So if you, let me give you a couple of examples. I use this an awful lot. Like if I've got kids at a table, I'll get them to name what's your favorite cartoon show? And inevitably somebody will name Paw Patrol, and you go, oh, who's got a favorite character? Who likes Marshall? And then what you can do is you can switch this coin for this coin, and you can end up in their hand having Marshall appear. I've got them set up for the different Avengers. I've got them set up for celebrities. It's a great thing. If you combine it with something like Digital Force Bag, or you combine it with something like a Sven Pad, what it allows you to do is it allows you to have them freely think of something and have that image appear on the coin, and think of the power behind that. You can have them think of anything, and you can have that image literally appear right there on the coin. I've also done it in the past as a special souvenir for brides and grooms or CEOs of companies. Like if I'm doing a special gig for a corporate, I'll have the logo put on the coin. If I'm doing a bride and groom, I'll have a picture of the bride and groom on there, and I'll do a coin trick like a coins across, and at the end I'll take one of the coins and I'll put their image on the coin that they can keep. And bearing that in mind, I want to show you a switch. It's not my switch, it's by David Roth, but it's the perfect switch for this coin. Now, David originally published this in Expert Coin Magic, his big black book, Expert Coin Magic, and he published it in the context of a copper silver routine. And it wasn't particularly great for a copper silver routine, because the problem is he would show a silver coin, have the spectator put their hand around it, and then when they open up that, and switch it for a copper silver, so when they open up their hand, it's changed, but then you'd have to get the coin very, very quickly. For this, that's not the case. So let me show you what it looks like. It would look like this. I would hand this American $half out for examination. I balance it on my finger like that, and I'd say, do me a favor, can you make a fist around it? So they would then make a fist around it, like this, and when they turn the hand over, the image that they're thinking of has just appeared on the coin. Now, how that works very, very quickly, if you want to try that out, is you have the coin that you're going to switch in Classic Palm. So I've got my personalized coin in Classic Palm with the image pointing away from my palm. Now, all I do is I show this coin, I have it examined, I balance it on the tip of my left forefinger, like this, and I say to them, can you make a fist around the coin? Now, very quickly, you can see what's happening here. I take it in finger palm, I rotate my hand forward, and then I take this hand away, so I've switched the coin. Now I've got the regular coin here, and this is now the personalized coin. But in full view from the front, they examine this coin, and then you just casually say, can you make a fist around it for me? And then when they make the fist around it, obviously you've switched it for this coin. So now think about the power behind this. Think about the power behind this. You can show a coin, you can have them hold it in their fist, you can then have somebody think of anything, in this case, a cartoon character, and you can have a Sven Pad with all the most popular cartoon characters of all time, and you can show it. You got Mickey Mouse, you got Donald Duck, you got this person, that person. They think of one, and then they say it out loud, and when they look on the back of their hand, this coin has now got that image on there, and they're cheap enough that you can actually get them and give them out for souvenirs. So I wanted to give this to you as a little idea that you can use. I've never seen anyone do this. It's personalizedcoins.com, and you can literally have anything made up. So there you go. There's a little idea for you to adapt and put into your routines. Let me know in the comments down below what you can think of this and the ideas that you're going to come up with, because honestly, there's so much you can do with this.
So there you go, guys. That is another 5x5 in the bag. Thank you very much for joining me on a Monday evening here. I really appreciate it. Don't forget, if you want to see more videos like this, you know what you got to do. You got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. That would be great. I love reading all of your comments. I'm going to be back next week with another 5x5. But more importantly, I'm going to be back tomorrow. And tomorrow, I'm going to be back with three. I'm going to be back with 3 videos. At 2 o'clock, we're going to have a shorts. At 6 o'clock, we're going to have a live. And at 9 o'clock, we are going to have a Talk Magic interview with somebody very, very special. So look out for that. There's a lot coming up right here on Magic TV. I'll see you soon.